Well, hello and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Champion Car Wash Field in beautiful Roseburg, Oregon. It's time for Game 2 between your Umpqua Riverhawks and the visiting Linn-Benton Roadrunners. Game 1, a 9-2 win for the Riverhawks over the Roadrunners. Now it's time for our Game 2. Let's introduce you to the starting lineups for Coach Andy Peterson and the Roadrunners. Kellen Siegel will lead things off, starting in center field in Game 2. Landon Lay is the left fielder, batting second. Chance Flores DHing, hitting third. At third base, batting cleanup is Mark Carpenter. In right field, Nick Biaggi will bat fifth. The second baseman, Emmett Stature, will bat in the sixth spot. Hitting seventh is the first baseman, Boston Carone. The catcher, Tyson McGroarty, will bat eighth, and Brian Starr, the shortstop, will be the final batter in the nine. That is a look at the starting lineup for the Roadrunners. Let's take a look at the Riverhawks defensively around the diamond. Behind the plate, Jeremiah Robbins is catching again in Game 2. Jackson Marble out at first, Jackson Thompson at second. On the left side, Aiden Metzger at third, and Taylor Davis at short. In the outfield from left to right, you've got Caden Coonert, Shiloh Wilson, and Noah Kiley. They'll look to support their starting pitcher in Game 2. It is Roseburg product Camden Hartzell. Cam will get the start. He's 2-1 on the year in 31 and a third innings worked. He's got a 2.01 ERA, 30 strikeouts to 18 walks. And the sophomore will take the bump for the Riverhawks as we get Game 2 underway. First pitch of the first inning. Swung on and missed, and we are underway at 2:48 here this afternoon. Kellen Siegel up into the leadoff spot in the lineup. He'll take inside for a 1-1 count. In Game 1 for Siegel, he was batting in the cleanup spot, ended up going 1 for 4. Sun is shining at the moment. It's been a little off and on. The 1-1 swung on and missed again by Siegel. And it is a 1-2 count for the leadoff man. In between games, ran down to the restroom and got some lineup cards to come back up here. At that point, it felt like it was a little gray and kind of dreary, and now the sun has bursted back onto the scene here at Champion Car Wash Field. Breaking ball, not off the mark by much, and the count goes to 2-2. Hartzell, the right-hander out of Roseburg High School, second year with the Riverhawks. Gets a foul ball off the front foot for Siegel. Got used sparingly in action last year. This season, he is now making his 7th start of the season. Last outing was against Southwestern Oregon. Ended up being a 9-7 win for the Riverhawks. 9-inning ball game here. Game 2 of the doubleheader. The 2-2 pitch to Siegel is high for ball 3. The Riverhawks in the white home jerseys with the pinstripes. 3-2 from Hartzell. Ball lifted in the air out towards left field on the run. Coonert will track it down, squares it up, and retrieves it for the first out. A long out for Kellen Siegel to get things started here in the first inning. So one away, and Landon Lay will come up to bat, the left fielder. He's back in the same spot he was in Game 1. First pitch is outside. Hartzell started out the season very strong on the mound. Still continuing to pitch strong, but started to give up a few runs. ERA bumped up just a hair. The 1-0 is a bit low, a 2-0 count. He had been, I think, sub-1 maybe for a brief moment. Sitting at just a hair, a tick over 2. No one's complaining about that for sure. 2-0 pitch. Inside, he has fallen behind 3-0. So Hartzell trying not to let Landon Lay get a walk. These two have faced off back in high school. 3-0 pitch. Inside, and that's ball 4. Roseburg and South Eugene, Southwest Conference opponents at the high school ranks, so those two would have seen each other before.
Number 19, Chance Flores.
Although Hartzell is a year ahead of Lay, who takes the walk down to first. First walk in the game for Camden Hartzell. First runner aboard for the Roadrunners. Didn't have a runner on until later in the game in game 1 against Bo Ramsey. Pitch is low, 1-0 count for Hartzell. Hartzell delivers outside, and he's suddenly struggling to find the strike zone against the Roadrunners. The 2-0. There we go. Pumps one in there for a strike. As Chance Flores at the plate, seemed like maybe was looking for a strike before he got too excited about anything. The 2-1 delivery for Flores. Buzzing him back, and he's ahead, 3 balls and a strike. Hartzell, 1 out, 1 on. His 3-1 pitch catches the bottom of the zone for a strike to take the count full. Hartzell, full count pitch. It's fouled away as taking off from first, Landon Lay got the head start on that 3-2 pitch, but has to go back to first now. Tucker himself out just a bit. So we'll do it again on the full count pitch. Runner going again, strike him out, throw him out, get the throw down there? No, not in time. They get the out at home, a strikeout for Flores. Almost got the double play to finish off the inning. In safely is Lay at second base. It'll bring up Mark Carpenter, a name that we have not said so far today. He gets his first at bat. The freshman out of Klamath Falls. He'll hit a ground ball towards short. Davis in front of it, and we'll get it over to Jackson Marble at first base to retire things in the top of the first. So that will finish things off in the first inning for the Roadrunners. They get no runs on no hits. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. Well, let's introduce you to the starting lineup for head coach Jake Whistler and the Umpqua Riverhawks. For Umpqua leading off, the lineup is exactly the same as it was in game 1. We have not seen that happen, I think, all season. Taylor Davis leads off at shortstop. The center fielder, Shiloh Wilson, batting second. Jackson Thompson, the second baseman, will bat third. Hitting cleanup, Noah Kiley, the right fielder. Trevor Ratliff, the DH, will bat in the 5 spot, hitting 6th. And starting at first, Jackson Marble, the catcher. Jeremiah Robbins hitting 7th. In left field, Caden Kunert will bat 8th. And the 9-hitter is Aiden Metzger, starting at third base. Defensively for Lynn Benton here in game 2, it's Tyson McGroarty behind the plate. At first base will be Boston Carone. At second base, Emmett Stacher. In the left side of the diamond, it is Mark Carpenter at third and Bryant Starr at short. And in the outfield from left to right, Landon Lay. In left and center field is Kellen Siegel, and in right field is Nick Biaggi. They'll look to start off strong defensively to support their starting pitcher. On the mound is Cooper Udishtu. He's 3-0 on the year in 23 2/3 innings worked. He's got a 2.28 ERA, 22 strikeouts to just 8 walks on the season. The right-hander, Udishtu, out of Grant High School in the Portland area, part of their just amazing run last year. They got hot in the postseason. Graduating last year, he was a first-team All-State pitcher, had 92 strikeouts his senior year. Got a chance to play in the Richardson All-Star Series, playing for the North team. And he had quite the senior year, helping his Grant squad. They came here to Roseburg and beat the Roseburg Indians in the second round, and they ended up knocking out some top teams. Made it all the way to the championship game as the first pitch fouled away. Strike one to Taylor Davis. That's the top of the order, looking to try and produce a little bit better than they did in game one. Oh, 1 count to start for Davis. He belts one right side, but it's going to go right to Nick Biaggi out there. Biaggi just a few back steps to get underneath it. One away.
The next batter, number 5, Shiloh Wilson.
Wilson. So it was Davis and Wilson, a combined 0 for 10 at the top of the order in game one. So they're going to try to get that going here. The lefty Wilson swinging away at the first pitch from Udishtu for strike one. The 0-1 for Wilson. Hits the outside corner from the righty. And Udishtu is ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. Ball carries away outside to the lefty. A 1-2 count. Game 2 of our doubleheader. It's another 9-inning contest here. Fighting off the breaking ball, staying alive. If the Riverhawks can get the win in game 2, like they did in game 1, they'll take over first place, and they will be able to officially say they won the series against Linn-Benton. Ball in the air, got around on it, barreled it up, but just sends it a bit high into the outfield, and pretty much dead center field for Siegel out in center. He had to shield his eyes from the sun, but gets underneath it for the second out. A couple of fly ball outs so far for the Riverhawks here in game 2. I'm going to bring up Jackson Thompson, who had a nice day at the plate in game 1. He takes a strike. Thompson was 3 for 5 in game 1, scored a couple of runs, had a pair of singles and a double. He'll put one into play out towards center field, and it keeps going for him. Jackson Thompson will send a soft liner into shallow center field. Don't always have to belt it all around the park. You can just drop it in for a base knock and get on. And Thompson does exactly that. Kind of a repeat of game 1 here in the first inning. First 2 batters get out, and then Thompson reaches on a soft liner to the outfield. Pitch outside, ball 1 to the lefty Noah Kiley. The 3 through 9 hitters in game 1, all of them got on base at some point. Line drive shot to center field, and it will continue here in game 2 as Kiley gets around on one and sends it on a rope out to center field. A 1 hop out to Siegel. Up to second base goes Thompson. Back-to-back base hits to center field off of Udishtu. And the Riverhawks have runners at first and second with 2 out. Now it'll be Trevor Ratliff to try and see if the Riverhawks can put a little bit of 2-out damage on the board here in the first. Udishtu delivers, and it's fouled away for strike 1. These 2 teams will meet to wrap up the series coming up Saturday in Albany at Dick McLean Field. They'll have a doubleheader getting started at 1. Breaking ball is high and inside, a 1-1 count. Udishtu working out of the stretch with runners on. He fired high and in and tried to get around on it. Ratliff fouls it off the hands. for strike 2. Last outing for Udishtu was back on March 25th against the Chemeketa Storm. Started that game, went 5 innings, gave up 1 run on 3 hits. He'll get a strikeout to finish things off here in the first. A breaking ball sits on the inside corner. Ratliff lets it go by, and that will finish it off. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base for the Riverhawks. We will head to the top of the 2nd inning on Riverhawks TV. Top of the 2nd inning for the Linn-Benton Roadrunners. It'll be Nick Biaggi, Emmett Stacher, and Boston Carone that'll be due up against Cam Hartzell here in the 2nd. Scoreless ball game so far. First pitch for Hartzell, rears back and fires in a fastball. I've got to mention a couple of times throughout the broadcast here today, there's a lot of familiar names on both these rosters for me. Been calling high school baseball here, high school baseball, Legion baseball here in Roseburg for over a decade. It's a 1-0 pitch, low. Camden Hartzell's a guy that I've gotten a chance to cover before. Nick Biaggi's name seems familiar. Not sure if that's from high school ranks. He was a Eugene guy, so it's a good possibility. I've said that name before in the past. Hartzell's 2-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. And 1-2 the count. With nobody out to Biaggi to start. But it's fun to see so many familiar names and know that we've gotten a chance through the years to see some really good baseball players come through at the high school ranks. Strike 3 on the corner. Hartzell, talking about good baseball players. He gets a strike on the corner. 2 down. Or excuse me, his 2nd strikeout, 1 away.
Next batter, 2nd baseman.
And it'll bring up Emmett Stacher. Left-handed batter, 2nd baseman. But it's fun to see that. The unfortunate part is some of the guys that I've gotten to root for in the past, covering them as the home team. Pitch inside to Stacher. I'm now in the other dugout, and I should have known she'd be listening, but to Grandma Johnson, who is tuning in from out of state. Don't think her grandson's getting into the ball game here today. Jake Johnson for Lynn Benton pitched over the weekend, so I don't think he's available. It's a ground ball by Stacher up the middle. Long run for Thompson. Gets it in the outfield. Throw to first. Not in time.
Now batting first baseman,
Nice job by Thompson to race to get to that ball, but it'll be a single for Stacher in his first at-bat of the day. He gets on with 1 away. But just wanted to say hello. She sent me an email. Pam has been a big fan of the broadcast for a long time, and always nice to hear from her, to know that she's out there watching. I haven't gotten a chance to go say hi to Jake Johnson, former Roseburg player who's now on the other sideline, but I hope to get a chance to do so before they take off here at the end of the day. Always fun to see guys that I've watched grow up through the programs here locally. 0-1 count to Boston Carone, who is up to bat with a man at first and 1 away. The first baseman hitting for the first time today. Hartzell just off the inside edge for a 1-1 count. One of the things I did want to try to talk to Jake, but had to rush over here from the office to get over here to the ball field in time for the game and get everything ready. He's in the dugout with a lot of guys that used to be enemies on the other sideline, like Today's starting pitcher for Linn-Benton, Cooper Udishtu. The ball fouled away for strike 2. Udishtu came here and beat Jake Johnson's team in the state playoffs. I'm just curious, you get to the next level, and so now you're suddenly playing with guys all over the place, from all over, and now suddenly guys that you went up against as enemies, you are now suddenly teammates and you're rooting for them. And guys that Jake used to be teammates with at Roseburg are now on the other sideline, and he has to root against them. As a ground ball, that's a foul ball down the third base side, just down the line. Home plate umpire had a good look at that one. It'll stay a 1-2 count for Keeran. Just always kind of interested in that aspect of the game as you grow up through it. You have your own teammates that you root for a while, but if you get lucky enough to advance on to the next level, suddenly those teammates you had are now on the other side and you're going against them. We see it a lot in professional sports. Guys get together and they hug it out and trade jerseys and all that kind of fun stuff after games, but they're friends afterwards. But between those lines, you guys are competitors and opponents. It's a breaking ball outside, 2-2. It's one of those fun aspects of the game. And it was something I was going to go jokingly talk to Jake about, but haven't had a chance to do so. 2-2 count here. Scoreless ball game in the top of the second. Ball fouled back by Keeran. Stay alive with that 2-strike count. But it is great to have everybody tuning in. I know we get a lot of out-of-state viewers here from the Pacific Northwest and beyond. We're here in Roseburg, Oregon, Southern Oregon, a couple hours north of the border of California. 2-2 pitch. Oh, I thought that was going to be strike 3. It is instead a full count, and there is no ABS here at this level yet. Had a tidbit about ABS from yesterday's action in Major League Baseball. Full count pitch for Hartzell. It's fouled back. Not sure if you guys got this, but yesterday in Major League Baseball, we had our first ever walk-off ABS challenge. Baltimore and Texas going at it, and it was an overturned ball call that ended up being strike 3 that ended the game. For the first time ever, that happened in Major League Baseball. Technology is changing the game. The 3-2 for Hartzell with a man at first and still just one out. It's ball 4. A battle at the plate for Boston Keeran. Boy, did he earn that walk. He fouled off about 3 or 4 strike 2 pitches and got himself on.
Number 12, Tyson McGroarty.
So you got runners at first and second. One away, and Tyson McGroarty will bat. McGroarty with family here in Douglas County, I've been told. He wore one in the back. That sounded like it might have hurt. He doesn't show any signs of it. Hartzell puts a man on with the hit by pitch. And it loads up the bases with one away. And Lynn Benton with an opportunity to try and grab the lead first here in game 2. Hartzell will have to pitch with the pressure on against Bryant Starr. McGroarty, I think it's his aunt, was the head coach of the softball program down at South Umpqua High School in southern Douglas County. First pitch fouled back by Bryant Starr. I was going to get to that, but he got hit by the first pitch of the at-bat, so did not have an opportunity. Bases are loaded with just one out. A strikeout to Biaggi led off the inning. Since then, runners have gotten on. The 0-1 for Hartzell against Starr. It's outside, sliding to his right. Back behind the plate, Jeremiah Robbins keeping that one in the glove. 1-1 delivery for Hartzell. Popped up, right side, out of play. Bryant Starr at 11 in high school class of 2024, his senior year, he was a first-team All-State infielder. Starting at shortstop for the Roadrunners today in both games. The 1-2. Breaking ball, grounds it towards short. A throw to first. They'll get the out at first. It does drive in a run, and Lynn Benton will grab a 1-0 lead with 2 down here in the second. Scoring is Stature. Up to third goes Keeran. To second, McGroarty. Brian Starr with the RBI ground out. Kind of a slow roller. And for Taylor Davis at short, just didn't have the opportunity to maybe try and turn two to get the Riverhawks out of this inning without giving up a run. First pitch, a breaking ball in for a strike to Kellen Siegel, who flew out to left field in his first at-bat, where he go through the order for a second time. Cam's 0-1 pitch misses low and inside. Oh, run in. First time today that Lynn Benton has had a lead against UCC. The 1-1, did Siegel go after it? No, he was able to hold back. Two balls and one strike. Top of the second here with one run in so far, and a pitcher's low, 3-1 count. Here in this second inning, one walk and one hit batter for Camden Hartzell. 3-1 count to the leadoff man, Siegel. Hartzell will deliver, gets him to swing through it for strike two, and that will be a full count with runners at second and third. First base unoccupied, so the runners not necessarily taking off on the delivery home. The 3-2 pitch, Hartzell trying to get through the second. Strike three called. Siegel can't believe it. And a couple of times where ABS is mentioned here in our broadcast. That's one that I think Siegel would have tapped the helmet on if he could have, but he does not get the opportunity. It'll be a strikeout looking for Kellen Siegel, and we will head to the bottom of the second inning. The Umpqua Riverhawks now trailing 1-0. A little bit of work to do here on Riverhawks TV. Marble, Robbins, and Kunert due up here in the second for the Riverhawks. They trail 1-0. Cooper Udishtu with a lead to work with for the first time. And his first pitch swung on and missed by Jackson Marble. Catching the outside corner for strike two. A similar pitch to what rang up Kellen Siegel to finish things in the top of the second. The 0-2 pitch, grounder towards third. Some time for Carpenter. He'll throw across. It's low, but picked at first base by Keeran. That will help out Carpenter on a low throw across the diamond. He had plenty of time, just left it low. One away. Jeremiah Robbins had the two-run homer in game one in the second inning. Nobody on base, so if he were to repeat the feat, which would be impressive, it would be a solo shot, but it would tie us up. The 1-0. He's not going to do it there. That ball is going to be on the infield, calling for it. Carpenter comes charging in, The third baseman makes the catch, 2 down. Riverhawks with a couple of hits in this one so far.
Now batting number 10, Keeran.
Only 1 hit in the game so far for Linn Benton, but the Roadrunners do lead it. Ground ball, right side, charging in, and it's off the glove for the second baseman, Emmett Stature. He got it down there, knocked the ball down, but it was in and out of his glove, or might have just been right underneath it, and he kind of smothered it with his glove. On safely will be Keeran. Reaches on the first pitch he sees. First error here in game 2 for Linn Benton. And now hit by a pitch for Aiden Metzger. He's writing an H and wanted to stick one at the front of his name for some reason. Now both pitchers have hit a batter on a 2-out rally, possibly brewing once again for the Riverhawks. They got 2 runners on with 2 outs in the first inning. They get 2 runners on with 2 outs here in the second. Top of the order, Taylor Davis. This would be a prime opportunity to try and break out of this slump. He takes high and inside for a 1-0 count. Some dark clouds out in the distance, but right now we are rain-free here at the ballpark. We've seen some off and on precipitation through game 1. That pitch, that hit Davis as well. Well, it doesn't really break him out of the slump that he's having, but he does get on base. First time today that Davis gets on. He grounded out, popped out on a bunt, struck out, lined out, and grounded out in game 1. He finally reaches base, getting hit by a pitch with 2 outs here in the second. That prompts a visit out to the mound for Tyson McGroarty. The catcher talking with his pitcher for a moment. Bases are loaded. There's still 2 outs, so Udishtu is close to getting through it, but he's got to get through the top of the order here. Shiloh Wilson with an opportunity to give the Riverhawks a tie ball game or the lead. He'll take the first pitch inside corner for a strike. Wilson flew out to center field in his first at-bat in this game. Game 1, he had a couple of fly ball outs, 3 of them in fact. Fouls off the 0-1 offering. UCC Sports, this is what you got going on today. Nothing else really happening. UCC Softball will be hosting Clackamas coming up tomorrow. 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed. And Udishtu gets through the second, leaves them stranded. The Umpqua Riverhawks cannot capitalize on a 2-out rally. They leave the bases loaded as we go to the top of the third. A strikeout to finish it off for Cooper Udishtu. His second punch out in the game. Second time he ends an inning with a strikeout. No runs, there were no hits, there was 1 error, and 3 runners left on for the Riverhawks. 1-0 our score heading to the third on Riverhawks TV. Starting the third inning for the Linn-Benton Roadrunners will be Landon Lay against Camden Hartzell, out for his third inning of work. And Hartzell fires in strike 1 to get things underway here in the third inning. Landon Lay, a walk in the first, was left stranded on base after stealing second. 0-1 pitch for Hartzell. Hits the corner for strike 2. And here's an opportunity for Hartzell to try and bounce back after giving up a run in the second when things got a bit erratic for him. A walk and a hit batter in there. He's got the 0-2 count against Lay. Ground ball, foul down the third base line. That one just hopped into foul territory as it bounced in front of the bag and then rolls out into the corner in left field. Lay was out in front of that off-speed curveball and pulled that well down the line. 0-2 pitch. Try it again here for Hartzell. He gets him to swing and miss after another breaking ball, this time well outside and well out of the reach of Landon Lay. Strikeout number 4 for Hartzell. One down. Chance Flores will step in. He was a strikeout victim in the first.
Now batting number 19, Chance Flores.
Hartzell delivers the first pitch. It's fouled back into the netting for strike one. Take a look at the weather report here. Dark clouds rolling back over. The temperature just really varies whether or not the sun is shining through or not. Yeah, sitting at 52 degrees right now. Kind of looking a little drizzly out there once again as the ball fouled away. I don't think it currently is spitting at all, but it looks like it could start again soon, or it might be in the not too far distant hills over there. Ball fouled off by Flores. He's got himself an 0-2 count. Hartzell working out of the stretch with nobody on base. Breaking ball, misses low. We talked about ABS a little bit there. The first ever walk-off, it was Baltimore winning the game 8-3, but the overturned ball call turned into a strike, finished the game for Baltimore, getting the win. This ball fouled away. Stays a 1-2 count. Baltimore, they had a challenge left with 2 outs in the 9th inning, and their catcher admitted he didn't think it was a strike, but he thought, what the heck, it was close enough. We've got one left. Why not try it? So he did, and it ended up getting overturned for strike 3 to end the game. A 1-2 pitch from Hartzell is low, 2-2. So that's kind of crazy there. So they got that overturned, and it was the first ever ABS challenge that got an overturn and ended the game. 2-2 pitch here as Hartzell tries to get out number 2, and his fastball misses just outside. The count is full with nobody on and 1 away. The 3-2. Hartzell gets a ground ball to Davis at short. He throws over to Marble, no problem. And there is the second out. Gets Flores for a second time. Right now, the thing that's kind of sitting in the back of my head watching Hartzell throw is his pitch count. He's had to throw a lot of pitches. These batters for Linn-Benton have not gone down easy. He's been able to get outs, limited the damage in that second inning when the bases got a bit crowded out there. But he's had to throw a lot of pitches here early in this ball game. He rifles in a breaking ball for a strike with nobody on and 2 away. Mark Carpenter at the plate, a ground out in his first at-bat. The 0-1 pitch bounces in. I appreciate everybody tuning in and joining us for the broadcast. Great to see we've added a few new subscribers here today. If you want to make sure that you don't miss Umpqua Riverhawks athletics throughout the school year, hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel there and follow it along with us. You can get notified when we go live with another broadcast of UCC athletics. Ball fouled back by Carpenter for strike 2. We've obviously made a lot of improvements with the broadcast. We're really excited about where things are at. One of the additions that I was thinking about over the last couple of days is the addition of a radar gun, possibly. So 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, softly hit in the air to first, and right there for the catch is first baseman Jackson Marble. That will wrap things up in the top of the third for the Linn-Benton Roadrunners. We'll go to the bottom of the third inning. It's 1-0. The Roadrunners in front of the Riverhawks here on Riverhawks TV. A few raindrops on the lens of the camera there at the first base side of the diamond. Might be starting to see a little bit of a few raindrops coming down as the first pitch from Udishtu is inside. A breaking ball to Jackson Thompson as we start the bottom of the third. Wind picking up out there. The center field camera moving a bit as the flag waves from left to right across the diamond. A strike in, 1-1 count for Jackson Thompson. 1 for 1 in the game. He had the first hit of the ball game in the first inning. He's had 4 hits on the day between the doubleheader. Puts one right side, but out of play for strike 2. Kind of does seem like it's getting wet a little bit out there again. Udishtu's 1-2 pitch, bounces outside. Yeah, I was looking through it about what it would take to install a radar gun that we'd be able to see here at the ballpark. Is strike 3. Thompson is caught looking. Udishtu blows one by him, and I would love to tell you how fast it was, but I don't know. Don't have that capability. I was looking at it. I mean, obviously it's possible. You go to a major league ballpark and they've got a radar gun reading out on the scoreboard. I was looking at the ways to make that possible here at Champion Car Wash Field. I think that would be a fun addition. First pitch outside to the lefty Noah Kiley for ball 1. So maybe in the future we'll get to that upgrade installed. Just a ton of upgrades have been made here. I have nothing to complain about. As a pitch low, 2-0 count. Kiley a single up the middle, a laser line drive right back out into center field. And his first at bat, that made him 1 for 1 on the day. He's got a 2-0 pitch. Hits one sharply right side between first and second. Ranging to get there. The throw to first just in the nick of time for Emmett Stature. That will retire Kiley for the second out. Two away. And up to bat will be Trevor Ratliff, a strikeout victim in the first. It came with runners on base. Nobody on now with 2 down. He takes outside, a 1-0 count. Ground ball sharply hit to Bryant Starr, who scoops, fires, and it is the quick 1-2-3 inning that every pitcher loves. Cooper Udishtu gets some help from the defense, and he keeps the Riverhawks off the board. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. Still 1-0 lead, Linn-Benton in front of Umpqua here on Riverhawks TV. Go to the top of the fourth inning. It's a 1-0 lead for the visiting Linn-Benton Roadrunners. Game 2 of today's doubleheader. Fourth game in the 6-game series between the two clubs. First pitch to Nick Biaggi. Cam Hartzell gets a swing and a miss. Hartzell into his fourth inning of work. He had a 1-2-3 third inning, much like Cooper Udishtu did in the bottom half of that third. Hartzell with the 0-1 pitch. It's low and outside. Yeah, it is definitely drizzling just a bit, and with the wind, it's kind of coming in at an awkward angle. Wind right now blowing in from left field towards the right field line. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 for Nick Biaggi. Hartzell standing out there in the rain. The 1-2 pitch. This is low. You know, with the rains start coming down, you'll start to see fans sometimes that maybe had migrated out to some of the unprotected areas. They make their way underneath the roof. But players in both dugouts, players and coaches, they're all out on the playing field watching, none of them hiding underneath the roof in the dugout. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Foul tipped into the glove, in fact. Strike 3. And Biaggi goes down on a strikeout for a second time in the ball game for Cam Hartzell. That is 5 punch-outs in this one so far. Linn-Benton leading 1-0 as we're in the fourth inning in this 9-inning contest. Hartzell facing the lefty Stature, and that one bounces inside, gets away. Stature with nice defensive play in that third inning. Had a long way to go. It was a ground ball between first and second. And the first baseman and second baseman both going, but a good job by Keeran to give up on it and get to the bag to cover it and allow Stature behind him to make the play. And he did a good job of getting there, making a good strong throw to get Noah Kiley just in the nick of time. 2-0 count. Hartzell delivers a breaking ball, almost got him to go around, but he holds off, and Stature has himself a 3-0 count. He had a single in the second. Emmett Stature didn't play in game 1. Here in game 2, he has scored the only run of the game as the rains are picking up a bit more. The wind has calmed a bit. There's a strike on the 3-0 pitch. The rains have really started to kind of open up on us here. Presumption is it'll last maybe for a few minutes, hopefully, and then there'll be blue sky right behind it. Hartzell, the 3-1, is popped up left side. Long run for Kiley in left field, or excuse me, Cooner in left field, and he will not get there. It lands in foul territory for strike 2. Three-two pitch with 1 out and nobody on to the lefty Stature. Strike 3 called. Stature throws away the bat. He'll have to just retrieve it himself on the way back to the dugout. Cam Hartzell comes through with the strikeout pitch, his 6th punch out in the ball game. And he's got 2 outs here in the 4th. Rains are really opening up here on us. This is the worst of the day that we've seen. You can see the water beads popping off the glove for Jeremiah Robbins back there as he receives the baseball. Strike called against Boston Keeran. I mean, look at this camera over on the first base side. Just wet. The 0-1. Ball fouled away for strike 2. Kudos to Hartzell pitching through it here. These are not easy conditions to try and manipulate a baseball in. And he's been able to keep himself in this one. He's got the 0-2 count. Nobody on. Keeran a walk his last time up. The 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball gets away, but nobody on base. No harm, no foul. 1-2 count. From where we sit, you can't really see the sky too much, other than what's out beyond us. The weather usually comes from back behind us, so not sure if maybe there's some blue sky coming this way to help ease up this rain. The 1-2 pitch outside. So the guys down on the field usually can take a peek around to see and kind of forecast what weather might be heading this way to the ballpark. But right now it's pretty wet out there. 2-2 pitch for Hartzell. Misses outside, and the count goes full. Strongest rains and the longest duration of strong rains that we've seen this afternoon. Game 2 of our doubleheader. Full count pitch with nobody on and 2 away. Hartzell needs one more. And he'll miss low. There'll be a second walk in the game for Boston Keeran. He gets down to first base. Third walk in the game for Hartzell.
Now batting,
Tyson McGroarty hit by a pitch on the first pitch he saw in the second inning. I don't know how well he saw it. It hit him between the numbers on the back. He gets a chance to step in for a second time. He bats with a man at first and 2 away. Called strike on the outside corner. Tyson McGroarty. Meant to check on this, but I'm pretty sure twins with Talon. It's the 0-1 delivery here for Hartzell. Nearly got away from him and nearly plunked McGroarty for a second time. They're both on that Linn Benton roster from Warrenton. Tyson was a first-team All-State catcher. Had 5 home runs his senior year last year and 15 catcher pickoffs. Rains continue to open up and dump on Hartzell and the Riverhawks as they try to get through this top of the 4th. Pitch outside at 2-1. It's just got to be a tough situation to try and pitch through here. Hartzell needs just one more. He struck out the first 2 batters here in the 4th. Gets the ball fouled away for strike 2 by McGroarty. McGroarty's got to stop, and he's going to take off his batting gloves. Didn't like how slick they were feeling with the bat in his hand. So he tosses away a batting glove, steps back in, bare knuckles, waits on the 2-2 pitch from Hartzell with a man at first. Look out, that one all the way to the backstop. Hartzell just lost his release point on that one in this wet condition. And the unfortunate thing with baseball is it could do this throughout this half inning, and Hartzell's got to try to pitch through it, and then it could completely stop, and Udishtu in the bottom of this 4th inning could pitch in perfect weather. You never know. And it's the unfortunate unfairness of the sport. Full count pitch, and again it goes to the backstop, a man up to third. And you got to kind of wonder if maybe they look at trying to pause this thing here, but it doesn't seem as if anybody is asking to, and now yeah, they're going to put a pause on it. I mean, Hartzell threw 2 to the backstop. He can't get a grip on the baseball, and they're going to pause this one for a rain delay. So with runners on the corners and 2 out here in the top of the 4th, we've gone into a rain delay. Kind of was wondering about it a little bit earlier, just with the struggles out there. But they finally do call it. So with the rain coming down, we will see how soon we get a chance to get back up and going. It is game 2 of our doubleheader. April showers bring May flowers Right now, they're bringing a rain delay for the Riverhawks and the Roadrunners here on Riverhawks TV. We're going to step away, and we'll rejoin you when we get back to action. Welcome back, everybody. After about we'll say about a 20 to 25 minute delay. I forgot to write down exactly what it was when we went to the rain delay, but probably about a 25 minute delay with the weather. Things have dried up. At least there's nothing falling from the sky. I'm sure the turf is still pretty damp out there. We will resume play here in the, where are we here? 4th inning. And Cam Hartzell will come back out to continue pitching for the Riverhawks. They do have Jaden Lucas warming up in their bullpen. I almost wondered if they were going to make a pitching change, but Hartzell's going to stay in the game, and he comes back out with runners at first and third. He walked Tyson McGroarty, and a couple of wild pitches because of the weather. Hartzell just couldn't get a good grip on him. A couple of wild pitches put runners, or allowed the runner, Boston Carone, to move from first all the way around to third. So runners on the corners with 2 out after back-to-back walks. Lynn Benton leading 1-0 here in the 4th inning. And we are about to resume play. It is still drizzling a little bit. I now see that on the camera here as it stares back in. So it is a little bit of a drizzle coming down, but it has definitely dried up out there. Sun is kind of poking through. Off in the distance, you can see blue sky. We're hoping that some of that will start making its way our direction once again. All right, so we get back to action, needing one more out for the Riverhawks, squaring to bunt. First pitch is low, ball 1 to the 9-hitter Bryant Starr. Starr drove in a run on a ground out in the 2nd. That made it 1-0, and that's our current score in the ballgame. 9-inning contest here. Outside for Hartzell, 2-0 count.
Bryant Starr up there, excuse me.
The thing I'm not sure of here, and
the next batter, number 5, Kellen Siegel.
Coach Whistler's coming out. I'm not sure, did he already have a couple of balls against him? He went up with 2 balls against him, so that was a walk as they resumed the at-bat. Coach Whistler looking for some sort of clarification on things here. And now they're going to get the umpires together to talk this one out. I didn't remember there being a couple of balls already against him. I remember that there were 2 that went to the backstop. I thought the last one that had gone to the backstop was when we had paused things. So I'm not sure. I'm letting them figure it out. I'm thinking that Whistler is unsure about the fact that it was a 2-pitch walk here for Bryant Starr as well, but I'm sure Bryant Starr is not going to correct anybody if it gets him on base. I mean, I believe I had a fresh count on our scoreboard and everything on our graphics. So they're going to bring him back. No. Yeah. Yeah, they're going to resume the at-bat for Bryant Starr here. And are they going to let McGroarty stay at second? I mean, McGroarty, if it wasn't truly a walk, he would have stolen second, but I would assume because of the confusion that they should send it back to first, and they are going to. So McGroarty will go back to first, so it is 2-0. See, that's kind of what I thought. I thought the last batter before the delay was the one that had walked to first. So 2-0 count for Starr as we resettle things here. There's a 3-0 count now as Hartzell misses low and outside. He needs to find the zone. Needs just one more out here. Bryant Starr 3-0 pitch, takes for a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. So after a conversation, Coach Whistler was able to make his point and got things overturned. A 3-1 pitch, trying to keep it going here. Ball is fouled back and the count goes full. Hartzell needs 1 more to get through things here. Might be the end of his line after this half inning with Lucas warming up. He was in the dugout for a while with the rain delay. They may make the move, but we'll see. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. And behind the plate, Robbins does a good job making sure the ball doesn't get by with a runner at third. So after a little bit of deciphering how the situation was, we end up in the same spot with the bases loaded and 2 away. Top of the order, Kellen Siegel will stand in. Sun starting to poke its way through the clouds once again. First pitch, popped him up. This looks playable for Robbins. The catcher will make the catch and will finish things off for the Riverhawks. So they will leave them stranded out there. The Linn-Benton Roadrunners unable to capitalize on the bases loaded. And they will head back to the dugout and come out defensively with a 1-0 lead still intact. No runs, there were no hits, there were no errors. 3 men left on base for Lynn Benton. Riverhawks able to escape a soggy top of the 4th. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th inning here on Riverhawks TV. Well, it has been a lengthy layoff for Cooper Udishtu. And he will miss outside on his first pitch as he gets back on the mound facing Jackson Marble for a second time. Got a ground out to third the first time up. Udishtu hasn't pitched and over probably 45 minutes as he misses outside 2-0. We had about a 20-minute rain delay. That top of the 4th was going a while for Cam Hartzell. So Udishtu's been in the dugout for a while. I think I saw there was somebody throwing some bullpen for Lynn Benton. My assumption would be it was him trying to get loose and get ready to go back out to continue this game. His 3-0 pitch is in for a strike. Kind of almost have to approach it as if you're kind of getting ready to start a game again. 3-1 outside, ball 4 to Marble. Udishtu will issue a walk to get things started here in the bottom of the 4th. That is the first walk he has given up. He has hit 2 batters, but that's the first walk. Jackson Marble, the first baseman, at first after the leadoff walk. Jeremiah Robbins will show a bunt, pushes it first base side, and it goes foul. That'll be strike 1 for Robbins. Last year, this Linn-Benton squad going 35-11-1, finishing first in the South region with a 26-10 record. Ended up winning their second consecutive NWAC title, third in 4 years for them. Showing a bunt again for Robbins. This time he'll put it down. It'll stay fair. Picked up by Udishtu. Throw to first. We'll get Robbins on the sac bunt. The game-tying run into scoring position for the Riverhawks. Udishtu almost looked like he had a little bit of trouble getting that ball out of his glove to try and get it to first, but he had plenty of time to do so. Here in the bottom of the fourth, Caden Coonert comes up for a second time. He reached on an error his first time up. Takes a strike on the inside corner. 2 hits in the game for the Riverhawks, 1 hit in the game for the Roadrunners. The 0-1 pitch from Udishtu with a man out at second. It's fouled away. Coonert's behind 0-2. It was quite the run by Lynn Benton. They were one of the favorites to get there, but they really had to work for it last year. They won 3 extra inning games in that NWAC tournament to claim the conference title. Just poking one towards short, double play opportunity, trying to apply the tag out at second base. And they will say that he did. Brian Starr came charging in, grabs a line drive, softly hit at him, took him right into the path to tag Jackson Marble for the final out. And unlucky there for the Riverhawks. They're unable to build off of a leadoff walk. No runs on no hits. There were no errors, and nobody left on base. We will go to the top of the 5th inning. It's a 9-inning contest, so we got a long way to go in a 1-0 ball game here on Riverhawks TV. It'll be the 2-3-4 hitters coming up for Lynn Benton, and they'll face a new man on the mound. It's lefty Jaden Lucas, who fires in his first pitch just off the outside corner to Landon Lay for ball 1. Lay is 0 for 1 in the game, a strikeout and a walk against Camden Hartzell, who exits after 4 innings. The 1-0 pitch is fouled away for strike 1. Jaden Lucas enters for his 7th appearance on the season. He's made 1 start. He's got a 2-0 record, 24 innings of work. He's got a 1.88 ERA, 22 strikeouts, and 7 walks. Gets a slow ground ball, third base side. Nice scoop on the shorthand by Metzger. Over to Marble, and there is 1 away. Always impressed with the defensive abilities over at third by Aiden Metzger. He charges so many like that. Has the glove out there, his arm straight, and he just has to have it in the perfect spot to get it on the short hop, and it seems like it is always in the right spot. 1 away for Chance Flores, and he will take ball 1. The rains have stopped. The sun has come out, casting some shadows across the diamond, but we will welcome the nice weather again. There's a strike on the off speed. Winds have calmed down as well as that little cell of the current weather system going through. Dropped a lot of rain, brought a little bit of wind, but moves on. Ground ball comebacker up the middle. It's stopped by Thompson. His throw to first, not going to get there in time. Great job by Jackson to get to that ball up the middle. But he had to twist and fire that one a long way to first base. Unable to get it there in time. So that'll be an infield single for Flores. Just the second hit of the ball game for Lynn Benton. They've got a man at first with one out. Mark Carpenter 0 for 2 in the game out of the cleanup spot. He takes ball one. Jaden Lucas on in relief of Cam Hartzell. Swing and a miss for strike one. Hartzell was able to pitch through a little bit of trouble at times. He finished with 5 walks. I would credit at least a couple of those to the wet weather he had to try and pitch through in the 4th inning. But I think that long layoff, they decided that now was the right time to try and make a move. He had thrown a lot of pitches as well. So they make the move to the fresh arm and try to mix things up against Lynn Benton as they go the 3rd time through the order. 2-1 count. Lucas to Carpenter. From the lefty to the righty, it carries a bit too far inside. And Carpenter finds himself with a 3-1 count. At first base is Flores. And there's ball 4. Carpenter will take the walk. Hesitated for a moment as if he thought there was going to be a strike call. There was not. So that'll be the first walk issued by Jaden Lucas in this relief appearance. Up to bat, Nick Biaggi. Check swing, and the call at the plate is that he went around for strike one. No appeal needed. Biaggi 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Gets one fouled back off the handles. UCC will go to Linn-Benton for a doubleheader at Dick McLean Field on Saturday. They won a pair of games up there earlier in the season at the start of March, so they can go up there confident that they might be able to pull off at least one more win on the road against this team. There's a pitch high, 1-2 count. Umpqua needs just one more win in the series to claim a series win, and they would have the head-to-head tiebreaker against Linn-Benton. A 1-2 pitch, just off the corner. That tiebreaker could be useful. Right now, the two teams are tied for first place in the South region after the result of Game 1. The 2-2 pitch, fouled back again by Biaggi. Came in today. Linn-Benton had a 1-game lead on Umpqua, but they're both now 13-4. Lane is in third place at 10-6 in league play. 2-2 from Lucas, fouled off again. So Lane not out of the conversation yet. Still a long way to go with plenty of league games left to be had. Mount Hood sitting in fourth place right now at 7-9. It does start to tail off a bit. But the battle right now between Linn-Benton and Umpqua is a close one. 2-2. And another pitch that looks from up here at our vantage point, and I'm off center, up in the top of in the press box at the top of the bleachers. Those have been some pretty decent looking pitches. Lucas, a full count with one out, delivers, ball 4. Back-to-back walks to load him up. Biaggi gets on.
Now batting number 1, Emmett
Up to second
Fletcher.
goes Carpenter. Flores moves to third. That'll bring up Emmett Stature, who will switch to the other side of the plate. Switch hitter for the Roadrunners. Batted left his first 2 times against the righty Cam Hartzell. Against the lefty Jaden Lucas, he goes up right-handed, and he takes inside for ball 1. That ball is out towards center field. Going to carry, and underneath it with the catch is Wilson. The throw in, cut off at shortstop. A sac fly for Stature, drives in a run. 2 down. Flores scores. Tagging and heading to third was Carpenter. It's 2-0, Linn Benton in front. They've manufactured a couple of runs on a couple of sac flies. Well, actually, that sac fly, then they also scored a run on a ground out. Boston Keeran, he has walked twice. He steps in with runners on the corners. Lucas misses inside on his first pitch. A 2-0 lead for Linn Benton as they look for their first win against the Riverhawks this season. Popped him up, foul territory. Marble chasing this one to the fence, and he's got room, makes the catch in foul territory. That will finish off the top of the 5th inning as Keeran fouls out to the first baseman, Jackson Marble. But 1 run will come in here in the 5th inning for the Roadrunners. 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors, and 2 runners left on base. It's 2-0 LBCC in front of UCC here on Riverhawks TV. Bottom of the 5th inning. Aiden Metzger, the 9-hitter, leading things off for the Riverhawks. Top of the order waiting on deck. First pitch from Cooper Udishtu, high and inside for ball 1. Udishtu will hit the corner. 1-1 count against Metzger, who was hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning, was stranded at second base. Riverhawks have left 5 runners on. Low and outside, 2-1 count. They've left 5 on, but they have not left a man on base. They've only had 1 runner on in the last 2 innings, and that runner was caught off on a double play. Just outside, the count carries to 3-1 for Metzger. Udishtu quickly working out there on the mound in between pitches, not wasting time. He's into his windup. Gets a ball over the plate. Metzger launches in the air to left field, but the launch angle not going to be good enough to get that one in. He will fly out to Landon Lay out in left field. There's 1 down as we go back to the top of the order for a 3rd time. Taylor Davis was hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning, left stranded at first. That was his first time on base today. He gets one out towards right center. That will drop in for a base knock. Good to see one fall in for Davis.
Taylor Davis with the single.
Sometimes all it takes is seeing one drop in to get a guy going. A lot of times that's basketball. You see one go through the hoop and it starts to feel better, but who says it can't work for baseball as well? Davis drops one in for a base hit. 1 on, 1 away. Shiloh Wilson is up to bat. Wilson 0 for 2 in this one. After going hitless in game 1, pickoff throw to first. Davis back in safely. Taylor Davis with 3 stolen bases this year. Pitch high and away. Ball 1 to Wilson. 1-0 count. Riverhawks looking to try and cut into a 2-0 deficit. And Wilson pops it up, playable for the third baseman. Carpenter in foul territory. He'll squeeze it for out number 2. Feels like the Riverhawks have just been flirting with the opportunity to get into this game and maybe even break it open, but they just can't quite seem to come through with enough against Udishtu. He's been able to keep the Riverhawks off balance. He's been towing that line closely. His first pitch, ducking out of the way, Jackson Thompson. Thompson 1 for 2 in the game, had 3 hits in game 1. He's had 1 so far here in game 2. Takes high and inside, throw down to first base. Back in goes Davis. Udishtu out of the stretch, delivers above the zone, a 3-0 count for Thompson. Noah Kiley waiting on deck, 1 for 2 in the ballgame. There's ball 4. A 2-out walk to Thompson puts runners at first and second. 2 walks, 2 hit batters for Udishtu. And he's given up 3 hits. Noah Kiley has 1 of them. Another one would be big here. He takes outside. And we've got time called as they're going to bring everybody in on the mound. Or no, excuse me. I thought initially he had waved everybody in, but instead he was telling everybody it's just us. We're just going to have a quick conversation here. And it was a very quick conversation. A 1-0 pitch to Noah Kiley. Fouls it off for strike 1. One pitch. The righty Udishtu. Misses low and inside. Just trying to see if I can figure out exactly which coach was the pitching coach for Lynn Benton, but I don't have positions listed on their roster for the coaches, just assistants. A 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed. The breaking ball eludes Noah Kiley. Udishtu needs 1 more to leave a couple more runners stranded on base for the Riverhawks. They've already left 5 guys out there. The 2-2 from Udishtu. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and he will finish off the 5th inning. A strikeout to end it to Noah Kiley, and the Riverhawks will leave 2 men stranded aboard. That is the 4th strikeout in the game for Cooper Udishtu. No runs on the 1 hit. There were no errors, and 2 men left on base. We will head to the 6th inning here on Riverhawks TV. Top of the 6th inning, Jaden Lucas out for another inning of work after taking over in the 5th. The lefty will sling one in outside for ball 1 to Tyson McGroarty, who is 0 for 0 in the game, a hit by a pitch and a walk. The 1-0 from Lucas misses inside. Right now, finding that strike zone has been a bit elusive for the Riverhawks. Seem to be dancing around it just a bit. The 2-0 pitch is fouled away for strike 1. 2 balls and a strike to McGroarty. Lucas just off the edge, missing for ball 3. It's McGroarty, Starr, and Siegel due up here in the 6th inning. 3-1 pitch is fouled away. A run in the 2nd and a run in the 5th for Lynn Benton. And the Roadrunners holding on to the 2-0 advantage, despite getting out hit and having an error. Walks have been the issue. McGroarty's on base for a 3rd time without having a hit in this one. 2nd walk, he also was hit by a pitch. That is now 7 walks in this ball game for UCC pitchers. 7 walks, 1 hit batter. Hartzell had 1 strikeout, or make that 6 strikeouts in his time on the mound, but the walks, problematic. A bunt back to the mound, fielded by Lucas. He'll throw over to Marble. Up to second base goes McGroarty. Sack bunt put down by Bryant Starr. 1 away and up to second base. McGroarty into scoring position. And the top of the order coming up trying to bring him around. Lucas facing Siegel for the first time. Pitch is high for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Ground ball sharply hit towards Davis. He's going to go to third to try and get the lead runner. They've got him in a pickle. Throw to second base. The tag out at second. And they will get the out on the lead runner. On safely will be Siegel, but McGroarty tagged out in the pickle. 2 down. That'll go down as put out 6-5-4. Davis got it to Metzger, who gets it back to Thompson. And that is where the tag is applied. Fielder's choice for Siegel puts him on at first. 2 down. First pitch swinging, a ground ball hit hard towards third. Metzger had his options. He'll throw across the diamond to get Landon Lay. And that will finish things off here. Some good defense behind Jaden Lucas to help him out. No runs on no hits. There were no errors, and 1 runner left the board. Bottom of the 6th, Riverhawks got to get some offense going here on Riverhawks TV. Ratliff, Marble, and Robbins due up here in the 6th inning of this 9-inning ball game, trying to mount a comeback, trailing 2-0 against Linn-Benton. 1-0 count for Ratliff. He gets around on a pitch, launches it to left field for a base hit. Leadoff single for the Riverhawks. That is the second time in the ballgame that the Riverhawks will get the leadoff man aboard. Fourth hit in the contest. 1 on, nobody out. It'll be Jackson Marble, and we'll see if they stick with the small ball game plan. They will. Lays down a bunt. It is a fair ball, fielded in front of home by the catcher, McGroarty. And he sends it down to first base to retire Marble. 1 away. Up to second base goes Ratliff. The Riverhawks sacrifice the out to move a man into scoring position. Now Jeremiah Robbins will try to come through. He is 0 for 1 in the game. He laid down a sac bunt his last time up. Pickoff throw to second base, not going to be there. Jeremiah Robbins, 2-run homer in game 1. Hitless so far here in game 2. It's a slow roller towards short. Starr has to send it across the diamond. He tried to put a little mustard on it and sends it wide of the bag. It took a little while to get to short, and so Starr wanted to make sure he got it across in time, but he sends it wide of the bag. And pulls Keeran off of first base. That'll be an error, the second in the game for Lynn Benton, and it puts runners at first and second with just 1 out. The Riverhawks getting a chance to try and mount something here. They pitch inside for Caden Kunert, the lefty. Kunert reached on an error in the second, lined out to short, and an unfortunate situation in the fourth. That line out led to an inning-ending double play. The 1-0. He gets a ball belted out to right field. That ball on a hurry. It's going to get by Biaggi in right field. They're going to send around the runner from second, heading to the plate. The throw is dropped. Got to tag the plate, and safe at home will be Ratliff. And the Riverhawks get a bit lucky there, but they push the issue to make Lynn Benton make the play. And so that will get the Riverhawks on the board. That ball by Kunert. Give him a single that drives in a run. That ball just kept carrying on Biaggi. Kunert ends up at second base on the throw to the plate. And so a run comes in for the Riverhawks. They cut the lead in half. Aiden Metzger squares to bunt. He'll pop it up first base side, racing to the plate. The throw home. No, they will throw to first base instead and get the out there. So they do get an out, but it ties the ball game up, and Aiden Metzger comes up with a sacrifice bunt for the RBI. So you've got a runner at third with 2 outs. And up to bat will be the leadoff man, Taylor Davis, who takes low. Apologies there, jumped around a bit too much on the camera. Was trying to expect where that ball was going and ended up in the wrong spot. So coming in to score was Robbins on the sacrifice bunt by Metzger. So some small ball manufactures 2 runs to tie us up here in the 6th. A 2-0 pitch to Davis. He takes high for ball 3. Davis a base hit in his last at-bat. Another one here would give the Riverhawks the lead. A 2-1 pitch from Udishtu. This breaking ball drops on the inside corner on the 3-0 pitch. I had it was 3-0. The scoreboard's saying 2-2. The pitch from Udishtu. Breaking ball is high. So it must have been 2-2. It's a full count. Full count now for Davis. At third base is Kunert representing the go-ahead run with 2 outs. Udishtu gets him to foul one off. The at-bat will continue. So here in the 5th inning, a leadoff single by Ratliff. A sac bunt moved him into scoring position, then an error, and then a single, scored one. A sac bunt, scored a second. Go-ahead run at third. The 3-2 pitch to Davis. Strike 3 on the breaking ball. Udishtu will get himself out of the 6th inning, but he has given up the lead, and it is a tie ball game at 2-2 as the Riverhawks put a crooked number on the board. 2 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error, and there was 1 man left aboard. Well, it's a whole new ball game as we head to the 7th here on Riverhawks TV.
Roadrunners to lead off the top of the 7th inning. Number 19.
Jaden Lucas back out there to throw for a 3rd inning. Now working with a tie ball game, and that will mean that Cam Hartzell will exit with a no decision here today. First pitch in for a strike for Lucas as he faces Chance Flores. Chance Flores make that 1 for 3 today. Scored a run in the 5th. The 0-1 pitch is going to miss low and inside. 1-1 count. So Hartzell, after 4 innings of work, pitching through a rainstorm, he exits. He only gave up 1 run on 1 hit, and he'll get a no decision. As a pitch out towards center field is caught by Wilson. Off the bat of Flores for the first out. 1 away. Mark Carpenter 0 for 2 with a walk in this one. Hits with 1 out. So Hartzell, just 1 run allowed on 1 hit over 4 innings. The other run came in against Jaden Lucas in the 5th. Ground ball towards short. Davis. And the ball must have slipped out of his hand. On safely on what will be the first error of the game for the Riverhawks.
Now batting number 23, Nick Biaggi.
Nick Biaggi bats with 1 out and 1 on. He bops one up left side. Going out is Davis, the shortstop. He'll track it down. Back to first base will go Carpenter. 2 down. Riverhawks did not have an error in game 1, so that was their first mishandle of the day. They've been pretty good out there. Lucas will try to get Emmett Stature. The pickoff throw to first. Back in to the bag goes Carpenter. Stature, a 1 for 2 day, had a sacrifice fly in the 5th inning that drove in a run as a pitch just missing for ball 1. A 1-0 delivery. Ground ball just foul down the third base side. One count. At first base is Carpenter. Lucas delivers home, gets the corner for strike 2. The 1-2 pitch. Ball is poked right side for a base hit. One hop out to right field. The throw in quickly, but not in time to be able to get anybody off the bag. And Stature has his second hit in the game as he goes opposite field with a little poke to put runners at first and second. That'll be the third hit in the game for Lynn Benton. They're getting out hit in this one, but they had the lead early. They're putting some pressure on once again. It's a tie ball game, 2-2. Lucas gets a ball lifted left side. They're going to wave around the runner out to left field. With it, Kunert sends it in. They're not going to make the throw home. It's a two-out single to left field for Boston Keeran that drives in the go-ahead run for Lynn Benton. And the Roadrunners, with 2 outs, they rally here in the 7th to regain the lead. Scoring from second was Carpenter on a ball down the line by Keeran. 4th hit in the ball game. So Lucas now trying to get through it against Tyson McGroarty. We'll take it inside for ball 1. McGroarty has been on base all 3 times, 2 walks and a hit by pitch. The 1-0 misses the outside corner. For the Riverhawks in the 7th inning, they'll have Wilson, Thompson, and Kiley. Again, this is a 9-inning ball game, so still a ways to go. Another pitch missing, a 3-0 count. Riverhawks have some activity in their bullpen, some stretching and warming up. Nobody throwing at the moment. 3-0 from Lucas. Tosses it in for a strike. Keeps the at-bat alive. 3-1 count. That ball lifted in the air out towards left center on the run. Kunert just in front of the track will pull it in. Long out for Tyson McGroarty, and that will finish things off in the 7th. But a run comes in. Mark Carpenter reaching on an error. And with a 2-out rally, Boston Keeran brings him in to score. It is 3-2. Linn Benton in front as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning on Riverhawks TV.
Bottom of the 7th inning, center fielder Shiloh Wilson.
Shiloh Wilson, Jackson Thompson, and Noah Kiley will be the 3 bats to face a new arm on the mound. It's Dane Castillo that will take over. Right-hander. Catches the outside corner for strike 1 to the lefty Shiloh Wilson. Cooper Yudishtu goes 6 innings gets a quality start in there and is in line to get a win after his team got the lead back in the top of this 7th inning. Foul ball by Wilson, and he finds himself in an 0-2 hole quickly against the new man Castillo. The 0-2 pitch popped up, back behind third. Carpenter will call everybody off and makes the catch in foul territory for the first out. That is the second straight time that Shiloh Wilson has flown out to the third baseman in foul territory.
Next batter, number 11, Jackson Thompson.
One out, Jackson Thompson will bat. Takes outside. Dane Castillo, the freshman, making his 9th appearance on the season. He's got a 5-0 record with 2 saves. Swing and a miss out of Thompson for strike 1. He's pitched 26 innings. He has a 0.69 ERA, 20 strikeouts, 5 walks. He'll miss low and outside. Castillo out of his windup again. Breaking ball, misses high, and it goes to 3-1. Castillo out of Sammamish High School in Bellevue, Washington. A 3-1 pitch. Catches the zone to take the count full. The 3-2 pitch. Grounder up the middle. Starr with it. And this time his strike across is right on target. 2 away. So coming in and getting outs. Castillo so far retired the first 2 he's faced. Noah Kiley will bat. He is 1 for 3 in the game. Watches a slow breaking ball go by for a strike. 3-2 the score. Linn-Benton capturing the lead with a run in the top of the 7th. We move to the bottom of the 7th here. And the Riverhawks trying to rally once again. UCC tied it up with 2 in the bottom of the 6th after Linn-Benton scored 1 in the 2nd and 1 in the 5th. Swing and a miss on the 1-1. And down to his last strike in this at-bat. Noah Kiley steps out for a moment, resets. The 1-2 from Castillo. That ball, it'll get in just over the top of the second baseman. Stature reaching for it. He didn't get a great read on it. If he maybe had gotten the trajectory right off the bat, he might have had a chance to get his glove in front of that one. But he was a step behind, and that ball just carried over his glove into right field for a base knock. Kiley gets his second hit of the game. It's one of those ones that it just, you're watching it and you just think you should be able to catch it, and it just keeps carrying a little bit further and is able to get by you. So Noah gets on base with 2 outs. Trevor Ratliff will try to keep a rally going. Takes on the outside corner for strike 1. Castillo. The 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball that Ratliff got a piece of just off the end of his bat. The 0-2 pitch. The runner was going and the ball fouled back into the netting. Sun is shining, blue skies off in the distance. The 0-2 swung on and missed on the breaking ball. Throw down to second will not matter. A strikeout to finish things off here in the 7th inning for Dane Castillo. He gets Trevor Ratliff. And that will finish things for the Riverhawks in the 7th inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on. We'll head to the top of the 8th inning. It's getting late, but there's still time, trailing by 1 for the Umpqua Riverhawks. Eighth inning action for us here at Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg. Outside ball 1 for Jaden Lucas working against Brian Starr. Then the top of the order on deck. A lot of movement going on in the bullpen for the Riverhawks as a bunt attempt missed by Brian Starr, who is 0 for 1 in this game. That one at bat was a ground out to short that drove in a run. He's also walked and had a sac bunt in this one. The 1-1 pitch, high and away. Warming up is Hayden Kendrick. Off the end of the bat, 2-2. He's out there throwing in the bullpen right now. Made his debut last Saturday in that doubleheader against Southwestern Oregon. The 2-2 pitch from Lucas. In the air out towards left field, running towards it, and plenty of time to set up for the catch. One away as Caden Cooner will make the squeeze. Top of the order, Kellen Siegel is 0 for 4 in this one. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 6th. Jaden Lucas came in the 5th inning. He's given up a couple of runs. That ball is well hit down the line, left field. That ball is foul. It's out of here, but foul. I didn't see it go over, so I just had to wait to see what the umpire at home said. And it is ruled a foul ball. That's a long strike off the bat of Kellen Siegel. The 0-1 pitch outside, 1-1 count. So Lucas has come in 3 1/3 innings so far. He's given up 2 runs on 3 hits. There's been 1 error. There's a strike taken, a 1-2 count. So only one of those runs is an earned run. The 1-2 from Lucas. Line drive shot, and just a little hop at shortstop for Taylor Davis before he makes the squeeze. Right at him for the 2nd out.
Next batter, left fielder, Landon Lay.
That brings up the 2-hitter, Landon Lay, the left fielder, who is 0 for 3 with a walk. He's grounded out to 3rd his last 2 times up. Shows a bunt. And we'll take outside. Lucas with the 1-0 pitch. Misses just off the outside corner again. Two-0 pitch for Lucas, gets him to pop it up. It's on the infield, and once again the third baseman will make the out. against Landon Lay. This time it's on the air, in the air. They pop out to third baseman Aiden Metzger, and that will do it for Landon Lay and for the Linn-Benton Roadrunners. No runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. A 1-2-3, top of the 8th inning for the defense. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Riverhawks trailing by 1 on Riverhawks TV. Jackson Marble will lead us off here in the bottom of the 8th with the Riverhawks needing a run to tie it up. Dane Castillo on the mound fires in a pitch high and away for ball 1. He was the winning pitcher in the walk-off win against Chemeketa on Saturday, game 2, a 5-4 victory in 10 innings. As he gets a swing and a miss out of Marble for strike 1. Castillo came in. He only pitched a third of an inning. He had 1 strikeout and got the win. A 1-1. At the knees for a called strike 2. Sun back out here in the Umpqua Basin at Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. And the throw down to first base will be there in time to get Jackson Marble. Second strikeout for Castillo, who's got that breaking ball working pretty well. Jeremiah Robbins, 0 for 2 in this game, reached on an error and scored a run. He belts one high and out of play down the left field side. He reached on the error in the 6th inning and came around to score on the sacrifice bunt by Aiden Metzger, and that tied up the ballgame. 0-1 pitch. Again, it's another one high and inside that he lifts out of play. Based off the reaction, somebody's got a major dent or needs a new windscreen. The 0-2 pitch from Castillo challenged him with the fastball, and Robbins is able to at least get a piece of it to stay alive. The 0-2 pitch once again for Castillo. Got him with another breaking ball and a throw down to first. That is back-to-back strikeouts on that breaking ball that just dies in the outside corner into the left-handed batter's box.
Next batter, left fielder, Caden Cooner.
2 down, Caden Cooner will bat. He's a lefty, so that pitch may not be as effective against him. Low and inside for ball 1. Just been that big sweeping curveball that tails well away from the righties that they keep chasing. There, he tried to go to it, but inside against Cooner, he does not offer, takes it for ball 2. Two-0 delivery from Castillo. Ground ball. Backhanded at second. And retiring the runner at first. Stature will make the play for the final out of the 8th inning. That's 3 up, 3 down for Castillo. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We go to the 9th inning, a one-run ball game here. These two teams have played plenty of them. We'll see how it works out with 6 outs left to go on Riverhawks TV. Here in the 9th inning, a one-run lead for the Linn-Benton Roadrunners. Chance Flores will lead things off. He's 1 for 4 in the game. He faces Jaden Lucas for a second time. Roadrunners looking to add some insurance to their total, up by 1 and trying to get their first win of the season against Umpqua. Riverhawks won a pair of games in Albany against the Roadrunners. They won the game 1 here. The 1-0 pitch from Lucas is outside for a 2-0 count. So it's been all Riverhawks in the first 3 games of the series. That's how things started last year as well, and then Linn-Benton took the last 3 in the regular season. A strike across on the 2-0 pitch to Flores. In his 2 at-bats against Lucas, he's 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. The 2-1 pitch, he'll take for a strike. And it evens things up. Jaden Lucas, the lefty, delivers, and it is fouled back. If Linn-Benton can hang on to the victory here in Game 2, they will head home to host the Riverhawks for a couple of games on Saturday with a 1-game lead for first. The ball popped up high in the air on the right side, calling for it. The first baseman, Jackson Marble, will make the catch for the first out here in the 9th inning. So Flores flies out on the infield, 1 away. Mark Carpenter, the third baseman, will bat. Linn-Benton started the day with a 1-game lead over the Riverhawks for first place in the South region. UCC won Game 1 to tie up the standings. The ball fouled off on the first pitch to Carpenter, trying to bunt his way on. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Nice job there by Lucas to get the swing and a miss out of Carpenter. Carpenter is 0 for 3 in the game, has a walk and has reached on an error and scored the go-ahead run in the 7th. The 0-2 pitch to him fouls off the slow breaking ball. Well, 18 innings here today, barring extras. As mentioned, both these teams have been in a lot of close games. 4 walk-off victories for Linn-Benton this season. There's a ball lifted softly out towards left field. Long run, diving attempt, and he could not hang on to it. Into second base will go Carpenter with a 1-out double. That ball, he was about maybe 6 inches away or less for Caden Kunert in left field. He was able to smother it so it didn't get by him, but he dove, and there for a second thought there was a chance he was coming up with it. But the ball trickled out underneath him, and you could see it scoot out by his foot as he kept sliding on by. So man on with one out. Biaggi will bat. Nick Biaggi takes strike one. Fouled away. Biaggi falls behind 0-2. The Umpqua Riverhawks are 9-1 in games decided by 2 runs or less. I'm trying not to go to 9-2. We mentioned the 4 walk-off wins for Lynn Benton, so they've been in a lot of tight ones as well. Popped up again for Biaggi. Back behind home, it'll get out of play as Jeremiah Robbins gives chase. 4 extra inning games this season for Linn Benton. Riverhawks have had 2 extra inning games and 3 walk-offs themselves. They're hoping to see if they can pull off another walk-off here. It's an 0-2 count for Nick Biaggi. With a man out at second base and 1 out, throw back to second. Not in time. Carpenter back in safely. On base for a 3rd time against Jaden Lucas. All 3 times he's been on base, they've been with Lucas on the mound. Pitch gets by to the backstop. Robbins could not keep it in front of him, and up the third goes Carpenter. A 1-2 count for Biaggi. And now an insurance run 90 feet from home with just 1 out. A 3-2 score. Linn Benton in front here in the top of the 9th. Final inning of regulation. The infield will play in. Pitch is low from Lucas. 2-2 count. Two balls, 2 strikes. Lucas delivers to Biaggi. Swing and a miss on the off speed. He got him out on the front foot for strike 3. For Jaden Lucas, that is the first strikeout in the game. I thought he had at least 1 before that. That's his first punch out. 2 away. Emmett Stature, he's been a tough out. He'll stand in. Had a single in his last at-bat against Lucas. Takes a little outside for ball 1. Stature just took an outside pitch and poked it the opposite direction. That would be good enough to drive in another run for the Roadrunners here. Pitch carries inside for strike 1 from the lefty to the righty. Cutting in at him at the knees for a called strike. Lucas's 1-1 delivery. Another pitch in the zone. A ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs and a man at third. The Riverhawks trying to keep this one from getting too far out there. It's a 1-run game right now. The 1-2 pitch. Strike 3, got him on the outside corner. Down on strikes goes Stature. And for Jaden Lucas, he comes up with his first 2 strikeouts in the biggest moment. Strike out 2 and get the Riverhawks out of the top of the 9th, leaving a man stranded at third. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and the 1 man left on. Here we go. Buckle up, folks. Bottom of the 9th inning. And the Riverhawks trailing by 1. Need 2 to walk off with a win, 1 to send it to extras here on Riverhawks TV. The 9-1-2 hitters coming up for the Riverhawks here in the 9th. Aiden Metzger, Taylor Davis, and Shiloh Wilson facing Dane Castillo, who gets a swing and a miss on the first pitch to Metzger. They need 1 to tie, 2 to win here in the 9th inning for the Riverhawks. Castillo needs 3 outs to earn a save and get his team a win. Outside, a 1-1. A win on the road here would be a split for the Roadrunners. The 1-1 from Castillo is slow breaking ball in for a called strike. A ball and 2 strikes. This is the first time up against Castillo for Metzger. Outside, 2-2. Metzger on the day is 0 for 1, hit by a pitch and a sacrifice RBI bunt that tied the game up in the 6th. The 2-2. Fights off a breaking ball on the inside corner. Good job making some contact there. Not an easy pitch to get a little bit of wood on. 2-2 count. Castillo winds and fires. Outside, the count goes full. Metzger trying to find a way on base. The 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball lifted left field, charging in, diving attempt, and he hung on to it in left field. Head first dive for Landon Lay, and he snags one out of the air to rob Aiden Metzger of a leadoff single. Nice job out there by Lay to get to that ball. Off the bat, I thought for sure it was falling in left field. But Landon Lay played it perfect. He gets in front of that one. Taylor Davis will stand in. Down to their final 2 outs here in game 2. For the Riverhawks, a swing and a miss by Davis. He had a base hit in his at-bat in the 5th. His first time facing Castillo. He's the last man to face him for the first time. Got handcuffed, sends one a soft liner, and another diving snag on a line drive by the Roadrunners. This time by the shortstop, Bryant Starr, who picks it out of the air, and there's 2 down. It'll be on the shoulders of Shiloh Wilson to try and keep the game going. He takes a breaking ball for a strike.
Batting center fielder Shiloh Wilson.
Wilson in this one 0 for 4. Bounces in front of the plate, 2-2 or 1-1, excuse me. The 1-1 from Castillo. Out balls out to left field. Playable for Lay. He's tracking and he's underneath it to retire things here in the 9th inning. The Riverhawks gave a couple of balls a decent little poke, but they cannot get one to fall in. And they go down in order against Castillo. 1-2-3 in the 9th inning, and that will wrap it up for us here in game 2. A 3-2 victory, another tight one between these two teams. And it is Lynn Benton that gets the victory. The loss will go to Jaden Lucas here in this one. As let's take a look-see here at some stats. So Jaden Lucas will suffer the loss here in this one. For Lucas, he'll go to 2-1 on the year. On the other side, Cooper Udishtu will get the win. And for Udishtu this season, he will improve to 4-0 on the year. And taking the save will be Dane Castillo, who earns his 3rd save of the season. Taking a look at the numbers, let's make sure what I have here is correct. 3 runs for Linn Benton on a total of 5 hits. And they commit 2 errors in this one, and they end up leaving $12 runners on base in this game. They had a lot of guys on, and the Riverhawks able to pitch through traffic. But they get the win in nonetheless for Linn Benton. 3 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors in this one. On the other side, let's make sure that those numbers are correct. 2 runs on 6 hits for the Riverhawks. They'll commit 1 error, and UCC ends up leaving 9 runners on base. Again, it was Udishtu that gets the win, as he goes to 4-0 on the year. Taking the loss is Jaden Lucas. And what did we say? Lucas ends up falling to 2-1 on the season. And the save goes to Dane Castillo. Picks up his 3rd save of the year. The numbers: Cam Hartzell allowed 1 run on 1 hit in the first 4 innings. Kind of got a little derailed by the rain delay. He had 5 walks and 6 strikeouts, 1 hit batter, but just 1 run allowed on the 1 hit over 4. He wasn't that bad. The walks definitely hurt, but he was able to pitch through some of the trouble. Jaden Lucas took over in the 5th inning, and he will pitch the final 5 innings in this one. He allows just 4 hits. He allows 2 runs, but only 1 of them earned. Gives up 3 walks and finishes with 2 strikeouts as he takes the loss. Udishtu, 6 innings, allows 2 runs, 1 earned on 5 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, and 2 hit batters. Castillo pitches the final 3. In that time, he allows just 1 hit, no runs. He does not walk anybody, and he finishes with 3 strikeouts as he gets the save. It was 1 run in the 2nd for Linn Benton and another one in the 5th. They scored on a ground out by Brian Starr in the 2nd to take a 1-0 lead. They scored another on a sac fly by Emmett Stature in the 5th to make it 2-0, but the Riverhawks would tie it up in the bottom of the 6th inning. It was a RBI single from Caden Kunert that drove in the first run, and then a sac bunt by Aiden Metzger that tied the game up in that 6th inning. But in the 7th inning, the Roadrunners would get 1 back. An error would get Mark Carpenter on base, and he would score on a single by Boston Carone to give the Roadrunners a 3-2 lead, and that is where things would wrap up. Taking a look at some offensive numbers, Chance Flores was 1 for 5 in the game with a single, and he scored a run. Carpenter had a double and reached base 3 times. He scored a run in this one. Emmett Stature was 2 for 4 in this one with 2 singles, a run scored. He had an RBI and a sac fly. He struck out twice as well. Boston Carone was 1 for 2 with an RBI single and 2 walks. Tyson McGroarty walked twice, was hit by a pitch, got on base 3 times. Brian Starr had an RBI on a ground out. He had a sac bunt, a walk. He ends up 0 for 2 in the ball game. On the other side for the Riverhawks, 1 for 4 in the game for Taylor Davis with a single. He also got hit by a pitch. Jackson Thompson was 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. Noah Kiley was 2 for 4 in the game with a pair of singles. Trevor Ratliff goes 1 for 4 with a single and a run scored. Jackson Marble walked and had a sac bunt. He was 0 for 2. Jeremiah Robbins was 0 for 3 in the game, but reached on an error and scored a run. Caden Kunert was 1 for 4 in this one, reached on an error, had an RBI single. And Aiden Metzger goes 0 for 2, hit by a pitch, and had an RBI bunt sacrifice single. Or it had a sacrifice bunt for an RBI. I should say that. It wasn't for a single. So with that, the Umpqua Riverhawks will go to 17-7 overall in the season. They fall to 13-5 in South Region play. For Linn Benton, they go to 22-4 on the year. They're now 14-4 in South Region play. The Linn Benton Roadrunners will regain a 1-game advantage for first place in the South Region standings. And we'll see where things settle after a doubleheader at Linn-Benton coming up on Saturday. Game 1 of that doubleheader is at 1 o'clock on Saturday. Linn-Benton's got their own video stream there as well. And so if you want to watch Linn-Benton take on UCC coming up on Saturday, you can go to the NWAC website, and there's a tab at the top that says Fan Zone. If you scroll to the bottom of that, there's a little tab there that says School Broadcast Links. If you click on that, it'll take you to a page where they've got all the links. And I do believe if you click on Linn Benton, yep, it'll take you to their streaming page there. So that is how you can find the games on Saturday when Umpqua heads to Linn-Benton to take on the Roadrunners for a pair up there. Those will be another 2 big games in the South region between 2 teams currently ranked in the top 4 in the NWAC coaches poll. All right, folks. Game 1, a 9-2 victory for UCC. Game 2, a 3-2 win for Linn Benton, and that's going to wrap it up for us here on Riverhawks TV. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in and joining us for the broadcast here today. It is a pleasure to have you with us, and it is a pleasure to be the one bringing you the action here online today. Coming up next, our next broadcast is going to be Wednesday next week when the Riverhawks take on Chemeketa here at Champion Car Wash Field. Game 1 starts at noon, so it'll be a little less than a week from today. We'll be back on the airwaves with you to bring you Umpqua Riverhawks baseball. Thanks so much to Athletic Director Craig Jackson and to Head Coach Jake Whistler for allowing us to bring you the action here on Riverhawks TV. It's my pleasure to be able to do that. And thanks so much for you, the fan, for tuning in for the broadcast, because without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Keeran. We'll talk to you next Wednesday when the Riverhawks host Chemeketa here on Riverhawks TV.